business to be in the presence of a thick tenderloin that look like Serena or maybe a Venus. If girls are from Mars and boys are from Venus, then why we in the same room? She stood under the lights, put her finger on her chin, said, I got some ideas. Call me last name Stroke, but before you say that last name, my first name Genius. She's my pain, one of the men, no Aaliyah. Running the bank, crack the biggest safe in the building just to go see ya.
Don't you understand that you just break the bank? Don't you understand that you can take away my pain, that you can take away my pain, break away. Don't you understand that you just break the bank? Don't you understand that you can take away my pain, that you can take away my pain,
It's that look in your eye, the way you look.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Uniquely Westbrook podcast. It's your boy Timothy Westbrook II. Check it in. How you? Break the bang. So today is February 2nd. It's a Taco Tuesday. It's a snowy Taco Tuesday here in East Tennessee, guys. And it's Black History Month, right? Yesterday we spent some time talking about the value of the black community in regards to how we are treated by the people who allege that we cool. Like, we might not get along on every aspect, but we cool. But are we valued? I went to say that I valued white people because I don't necessarily like them all because I don't know them all, but I value their input in society, right? I value all people and all cultures and their inputs in society. And since we're talking about black people, our arch nemesis happens to be the whites, you know. Not all the whites, but just those who choose to be our nemesis. And it's like when Raven on Teen Titans went against her dad and became a hero instead of destroying the planet. You know what I'm saying? We got the whites that went against their dad instead of destroying the planet. So thank you to all of y'all because you guys are freaking fire. All right, so let's move on. But we talking about the value of the black community. You might not necessarily like blacks, black people, stuff like blah, 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 right? You might not necessarily like them, but do you value the inputs that they have made in society? Some people say no. Some people say we could have did that shit without them, right? Question is, why didn't you? Just asking. Because everything that we say that we can do without them, they immediately jump to, oh no, because they've been in Africa. You know, they try to they try to keep us as separated from Africa as possible until it's time to make a parallel about why they believe we can't structure our own societies. They never bring up Tulsa, Oklahoma. They go straight to Africa. But in Africa, if y'all was so fire, how come in Africa? You know, if y'all wasn't so afraid of, how come in Tulsa? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all do that shit in Tulsa? Because if y'all, you know, if you're so smart, you know, maybe people who make that statement is more ignorant than they think that they are. So they make ignorant statements like that. Oh, well, in Africa. Well, let's touch on Africa for a second since it was brought up. Well, in Africa, companies like Firestone Tire, Whole Foods, or whoever they get the cacao powder from, and all these different places have scammed the Africans the same way they scam over here. If they haven't scammed them, they have helped them with corruption so that they can become more scammy. And then what I mean by help them with corruption, like you can't teach somebody to be corrupt, right? I mean, you can show them better ways to do it, but they have to already be ready to be corrupt. What I mean is, oh, hey, you got a lot of tire trees over there. We'll pay you some bread if, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, and if you entice one person, then obviously this one person can make more of an impact, you know, depending on their moral compass. So it's about who you approach. What type of business were you concerned about doing? Were you concerned about doing business that was going to affect the community in a whole, or were you just concerned about getting your shit and you didn't give a fuck how it went down? Because that determines who you choose to do business with. You know what I'm saying? I got some lemon lime tea with agave. Shit is busted. Okay, so let's move on. We talked about the value of the black community, the black people in general. Um, as much as we would like to, oh, racism don't exist in this country, police, da da da, they cool. It's just that these people are criminals, and that's why they being treated like that. That's a blanket statement that somebody who watched too much news would say. These people are like, blacks are criminals. That's why they being treated like that. I remember having this conversation. I was dating a white girl. I remember having this conversation with her family, and I got super heated about it because we brought this up, and they said, well, you know, it's just called a crime. I'm like, well, crime happened in the suburbs too, like meth, all that shit come from the suburbs. And the reason why it's not being keyed in on is because there was or is, or, you know, they were older, so there was no stop and frisk in the suburban neighborhoods. There was no, you know what I'm saying, all of the stuff that they could enforce and impose their will upon somebody who was just walking down the street. That's not something that you could do in the suburbs. That's why white people are so comfortable cussing the police out. I mean, that's just obvious. And cuss the police out in a second. So I remember getting heated about that because they had the perspective that the news had. Certain people needed to be policed because of who they were. And because of who they are more violent and more crime ridden than the rest of us. You know? Skipping over the fact that they was planting drugs on some people, skipping over the fact that they was planting guns on some people, skipping over the fact that, you know what I'm saying, skipping over the corruption aspect of it. Let's say that it was genuinely to stop crime. Why are you planting drugs, bro, and guns? And in the one time it happens, all that shit should be thrown out the window. Well, whoa, whoa. Now, I said let's stop crime, not create it in an effort to make our statistics align. You see what I'm saying? Was there actually crime in these neighborhoods, or were they creating crime in the neighborhoods in an effort to arrest individuals that they deemed needed to be inside of the prisons and working in the prison systems? Because the prison population increased dramatically over this time. So we're talking about the value of the black community, right? And there was a incident. Here, let me see. Let's get this right. You know, I always like to get my facts right. So there was an incident where a lady and her children This was last week in Colorado. Um, the same police department where Elijah McClain um, had his unfortunate incident. The same police department that handled this same unfortunate incident pulled into a plaza where a nail salon was and proceeded to make a stop on a vehicle that they assumed was stolen. They disregarded and refused to look at the license and registration of the vehicle owner and proceeded to lay all of the occupants of the vehicle face down on the ground and put them in handcuffs at gunpoint. It was a mother, her son, her older daughter, which was under the age of 18, and a young child, a young girl, who was under the age of, it looked like 12. She still had barrettes in her hair and them like clear sandals on. So that's a clear indicator she was young as fuck. Because after a certain age, girls don't like wearing barrettes no more. She had a head full of barrettes. And she was face down on the concrete, crying for 2 hours at gunpoint. And only in some instances. She was only at gunpoint on some occasions. She wasn't under gunpoint the whole time. But she was face down on the concrete, her and her family, for 2 hours the whole time. While they refused to take license and registration and do whatever investigation they deemed more necessary to determine that the vehicle was stolen or not stolen. Subsequently, the vehicle was not stolen. And after the Elijah McClain situation, the Colorado Justice Department, whatever the fuck, government or whatever, governor decided that he was going to make it mandatory that cops could be held to criminal charges for their actions. This was by no means a lawful. I mean, look, I've been in some compromising situations with stolen vehicles once or twice, and not once. It was a lot of dudes, and not once did they lay us face down on the fucking ground for 2 hours. It didn't take that long. If they felt like one of us stole the car, that person was in handcuffs first and in the back seat already, immediately. And then the rest of us were being questioned and determined who else was going to be detained after finding out who else was aware of the situation. If they got any inkling that any of us might have known that this car was stolen other than the driver, some more of us would have went to jail. In most cases, we ain't know, and the ones that did know played it off. So that's just what it was. But my thing is, where is the humanity in holding some children at gunpoint? Like, what are these kids physically about to do? Okay, let's unpack this for a second. I'm a cop. I got you face down on the concrete. The biggest one of y'all and the kid. The boy is about, he was like 13. You know what I'm saying? And he was a little 13 too. He was like he was pre-growth spurt 13. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I got y'all face down. Everybody in handcuffs that I would kind of deem to be a threat. There's no point in having guns out at this point. First of all, I probably would just kept everybody in the vehicle. Okay, well, let's turn the car off, put the keys on top of the on the hood for me, or on the top of the car for me, and let's figure it out real quick, and then we can get you on your way. That would have been my first. Now, had I had to get them down on the ground and all that stuff because I felt intimidated for some reason or another, it's okay, black people, cool. She might have cussed her out, but white people cuss cops out all the time too, and they don't end up face down on the concrete for 2 hours in order to make a point. They are, I feel like, and this is not 100% true. No, fuck that. This is 100% true. because it's how I feel. So I can say that it's 100% true. This is 100% true. When some officers, no matter what color they are, approach you, they approach you as a civil servant. Whether you're making a violation or whether you are, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're making a violation or you made a call to them, or however they end up engaging you in the first place, because they have to have probable cause to engage you in the first place. A hello, walking past is not a, you know what I'm saying? That don't qualify. And they would consider that. But then in life, there are people who cannot handle their own ego when they are in regular bra and panties, underwire. In regular underwire, they can't even handle their ego. Not saying like, oh, they super chiseled and shit like that. What I mean by that is they hot shit 24/7. Everybody need to listen to them 24/7. There is no compromising with this type of person because they just feel like it's they way. So when this type of person becomes an officer, no matter how they are engaged, they're like, what? Huh? What'd you say? Yeah, all right. That's what I thought you said, nigga. What? All right, yeah. Yeah. So it's so I'm here to prove a point. I'm in control. You know? Is that in the job description? Like, what I want to understand is, at what point are you in control of people? That's super toxic to, you know, be a civil servant. You may be given a traffic ticket or something like that, but that was bred into the culture by stop and frisk and, you know, Bill Clinton, the first black president. That was bred, you know, by him and Hillary Clinton, by calling black people super predators and all of this stuff that they demonized us. So we talking about the value of black people. Why do we value Bill Clinton, first of all? Fuck Bill Clinton. I mean, he might be a cool dude on the low, but the shit that he is engaged in has been sus. You know what I'm saying? So, sip my tea, man. All I'm saying is, all bullshit aside, like Bill and Hillary, after coming back to the black community for a vote, have apologized for super predator comments and doing all this stuff. But I want to say this, as influential as they might be, as they are, outside of that apology, you know, why are they not constantly on TV pushing for prison reform? They made a huge mistake, and they was like, "Oh, we sorry." Nah, hey, my bad. You know, hindsight, my bad, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, so you fuck with me though? You fuck with me still? All right, bet. My bad, bruh. You fuck with me still, bruh? All right, cool. Cause you know what I mean? My bad. I know. You know what I'm saying? I basically called y'all niggas and shit. I mean, you know, y'all held me down, and then y'all, I basically called y'all super predators. You know, my family. It's crazy how, as black people, we are not paying attention to the core facts. Like, how is he running a campaign on stopping crime in our community and then running our community through hell, and then we complain about everything he did? Did you want it or not? Oh, you ain't vote for him. Well, how was he the first black president then? You see what I'm saying? Like, if you wanted him to do all of that shit, why you complaining about it now? Oh, my minutes got too much sentence. Oh, we as a community getting heavier sentences than everybody else. But if you voted him in, then that's what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted Bill Clinton to come through and help clean up the community. Now, his policies might have been what they were, but the fact of the matter is, you stuck with him. You never demonized him for the policies that he put in place and said, hey, well, you know, hey, now, shit, Bill. You said you was going to do it like this. You ain't say like that. Shit. You never said that. You said, man, it's the first black president, man. He got his dick sucking the Oval Office, man. That's my nigga. That's my nigga, man. He got his dick sucking the Oval Office, man. He was cheating on his wife and shit. That's my nigga, dog. I fuck with Bill Clinton. I fuck with him. He getting a dick sucked. That's what we did. I did it too. I was a jit, so I didn't know. All I knew about Bill Clinton was he's getting his dick sucked in the Oval Office. I didn't learn none of the other shit till like 2-3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? When motherfuckers was really pushing, oh, you need to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what do these niggas be doing for real? Well, hold on now. Hold on. They was like, well, traditionally everybody vote this way. Well, I'm like, well, wait a second. What them niggas be doing over there? Because I'm not a follower by nature. I don't give a fuck what everybody else be doing. What they got going on. I don't like that shit. They fuck with that he did? No, I don't fuck with that. I didn't even know that was going on. No thanks. Because if it was really about cleaning up the community, why stand behind the police that was creating crime? That's my position on it. That's my position on it. All of this, look, the police department should have been demonized so long ago that it shouldn't be this culty. It shouldn't even be this culty to where it's like a gang. It shouldn't even be this. When they start doing all that bullshit, they shouldn't have been patted on the back for going out there and making it happen. You know what I'm saying? You should be like, all right, listen. Steve, Brandon, Michael, great job. You went out there, you sought out crime, you stopped it. Larry, Steve, other Steve, okay? Fucky Steve. Joshua, y'all planted 17 drugs and got 17 unlawful arrests from drugs and guns. Y'all niggas going to jail with the niggas y'all arrested. And we gonna let them out after they whoop y'all ass. Because that's not what we about up in here. Now, was the whooping your ass part a little extreme? Yeah, but we gotta lock y'all up instead of locking them up. Because you creating criminals out of people. You stopping generations of motherfuckers from being able to get just the smallest job and they being judged. Because I mean, look, if we still worried about our rights now, let's go on a limb and say back in the 80s and blah blah blah, you know, niggas was being judged a little more harshly as far as, oh, you a criminal. Now it's like, okay, I can look past it. So if they could just look past it now, back then it was a big fucking deal. It was during the golden age of the reform of the country. You mean to tell me we looked down on the Muslims during 9/11 and they didn't look down on black people during the fucking stop and frisk? Listen, look at all of them. They all got something to hide. That's why it was so widespread. That's why it's still going on today in a lot of places. Them niggas just said they was sorry. Now you got somebody and their children, babies, laying face down on the concrete with your guns out and they handcuffed, some of them. The ones that actually pose a threat. Because let's be real, most of us can whoop a child's ass. If we grown, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no nigga with barrettes finna beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? Realistically speaking, nobody with barrettes is finna fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? You kick the shit out like, pow. A kick in a two-piece, out of there. That's logical. No 13-year-old boy is going to get off on me. I'm a cop. I should be working out. I mean, okay, you're going to say, oh, it's 2 female officers. It was a dude there, too. It was more cops there. You think after 2 hours of somebody laying on the concrete, more cops ain't going to show up? Nigga, the second squad car showed up after about 30 seconds. That's just how they do. Got a stolen vehicle. Let's get over here. It's a black family. Let's get them. We're about to make up for this Elijah McClain shit right here, right now. Watch this. Rongo. Let's talk about this for a second. When was the last time it took 2 hours to figure out if a car was stolen or not? When was the last time? When was the last time? I want to know. Because most of the time, I'm going to tell you, technology is a fool. They'll get behind your shit and know it's stolen, bitch. Fuck you talking about? They read your plates off. Delta. You understand? Now I'm Niner. Like, yeah, that car report back is stolen. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck is you talking about? Delta sham Niner. Oh yeah, the plates actually don't belong to that type of vehicle. Fuck is you talking about? That's easy. And you ain't putting no registered plates. If you're a regular mom, you ain't that cold. That's some government level clearance knowledge to be able to put plates on a stolen car that appear registered to the stolen car and can cloak your identity. That's movie. I'm sure she wasn't movie. If she was movie, she wouldn't have had her movie ass on the concrete for 2 hours face down with her children, crying, screaming, to at least hold one another. Can we at least get next to each other and hold each other? They said, no. Fuck out of here, monkey ass niggas. That's what they said. That's basically what the fuck they said. I don't give a fuck what they actually said, because that's what it felt like. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the value of black people. These ladies are being sued and they facing criminal charges for what they did. Now, what I want to know is mindset. We're talking about mindset here. So in their mindset, I'm not racist. But do you value? Do you love black people enough to value them? Because I have a inkling that people who actually value people, they can see themselves in people no matter what they look like. People who do not value people and they just lie about it only can see themselves in people that they look like, because they feel like that's one more layer of relation, when they don't understand that there are no layers. There ain't no layers. It's only one thing that we should agree on and find that we have in common in an effort to get along, and that's that we alive. Life. Boom. You got life? Yeah. All right, cool. So, what's up with this car? I feel like it's stolen. Holler at me. What you got going on? You got a license registration with it? You got registration? Oh, okay. Yeah, let me see your. Let me got insurance. Oh, okay. Let me see your insurance. Okay. It's looking good. All right. Well, let me run back here real quick. Call my supervisor. Make sure everything check out. Right? You know, y'all good? Y'all living in the back? We straight. All right, bet. So I'm gonna go over here real quick. Just check it out. Nothing crazy. You know, it's routine. It's you know, we just got some extra shit going on right now. So let me just make sure this is straight, because I just had probable cause. That's it. And I'm about your way. This is real simple. This is gonna be real simple. So just give me like 2 minutes maybe. All right, got you. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. So we got life in common. You know, when you it's people who think that they're more genuine than they are because of reality TV. Reality TV got motherfuckers thinking that they genuine. It's a whole lot of fucked up ass fuckboys out here. zombies in the brain, and they not really. I remember I was dating this Puerto Rican chick once, right? This is funny. I was dating this Puerto Rican chick once, moved her to Florida with me when I was going to Full Sail, and she ended up cheating on me with a straight from Puerto Rican dude. Like, he's straight from Puerto Rico, so, you know, they didn't know English. You know what I'm saying? So she ended up cheating on me with him, staying over by him, da-da-da-da. And one of the phone calls that she made during the whole enlightenment period of the situation, she said, Tim, how do you think it's going to look if I date a black man? I can't be with no black man. I have to have babies and be married to a Puerto Rican man. That's what she said to me. And I'm like, what? 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 How does that make sense? We all people here. Like, we all people. It's like, no, it has to be his hair. Blah, 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 blah. I can't be married to I can't have no babies by no black dude and da da da. So I was like, oh, I mean, you know. It'd have been great to know before you actually started trying to get pregnant by me. I mean, I don't know where this revelation came from, but okay. Moving forward, she get pregnant by the Puerto Rican dude. They go to Puerto Rico. They're hanging out. I guess they having a good time. I don't know. She told me he was whooping on her ass and punching her in the face because she was always disappearing. I mean, which she was known for that, I guess. And long story short, she ended up leaving him, getting married to a black dude, and then having more children with said black dude. So, at the end of the day, any justification that you have tried to make in your head up until now just makes you more of a fuck boy, fuck girl, fuck ass nigga than you thought you was. Because life should be the only thing that we need to have in common in an effort to not, you know, degrade, humiliate, and all this other stuff that, I mean, look, if you have genuine disdain for somebody, go on record about it. Don't be in the closet about it. That's the problem that they had with the people in the LGBTQ community. Allegedly. They didn't like the closeted behaviors. You know? Then when they came out the closet, they was like, well, nigga, no, that's too much. You're doing too much now. You know what I'm saying? Gay people was like, no. He said, I just had to come out the closet. I'm here. You know, I'm here now. So, joke's on you, bitch. Gotcha, motherfucker. You thought it was sweet. It is. Oh, shit. Yo. But for real, though. We talk about the value, man. You know, it's no way anybody there valued anybody that was on that ground, or else they wouldn't have been on the ground. You know? How many times you watch Cops and it was a stolen vehicle? They go through a lot before they put niggas on the ground. And look, if they do put them on the ground, straight out the car, they put them in the car. You know what I'm saying? Give them, hey, they be like, drive it to me, put the left hand on the car. Nigga be like this. All right, now turn the key out, put your right hand on the car. Stick his hand out like this. No, nigga, try and open the door. And I take your left foot, stay back the car. All right, now keep your back to me, and I take a couple steps backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? Stop right there. All right, and put your hand maybe from that. Do this and shit. All right, maybe did it. Lay on the ground. Nigga, lay on the ground. I fucked up the steps a little bit. Lay on the ground. They come, put one hand behind your back, put the other hand behind your back, cuff you. Then they lift you up. And they walk you back to the squad car. And they say, hey, man, what's going on, bro? What you got going on, man? You know what I'm saying? That's what the real ones do. They're like, what the fuck you got going on, man? I had to go through all that. You see what I just had to do back there? Bro, why you make me do all that, man? What you got going on, man? Yeah? You going to your grandma's house? Your grandma, did your grandma guy? Why your grandma got the wrong place on this cowboy? Yeah, your grandma reported car stolen. Well, shit, we got to report the car stolen, bro. Say your grandma car. He says your grandma car though, right? What's your grandma name? Nah, that ain't it, bro. Come on. Like, nah, that ain't it. You stole it, bit? All right, bet, yeah. I knew you stole it, bit. Come on, bro. Well, I got air conditioning, so you be straight. That's the real ones. And then they give you a little pep talk. Hey, man, look. You gotta get shit together. I'm saying, can't be out here stealing cars and shit, bro. How would you feel if you worked hard for your car and then somebody came and stole your car? And you know what I'm saying? They give you a genuine conversation. You know, they let you know, hey, bro, we fucking around out here, bro. I don't want to have to keep seeing you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to keep seeing you in here, man. You need to straighten your life out, brother. You know, it's good to see. I want to see you doing good. We need more people in the community doing good, goddammit. They don't lay you on the concrete for 2 hours and call it police practice and be like, "Oh, sorry." That's what the Colorado Police Department said. Sorry. Like they didn't say that they didn't have a reason. They said sorry, prosecutions will be made. Sorry. We sorry. Looks like we got some old dirty motherfucking cops out here. I mean, at the very least, if they not dirty and they not racist, they damn stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's my personal opinion. That's not a fact. So it's a huge gap between humanity and common sense for them. For me. It's the gap for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. So it's Black History Month. If we really valued our black brothers and sisters, if we value them, right? But if they value them the way that they lied to us and say that they did, let me ask you this. Why isn't Bill Clinton overturning a lot of the arrests, personally spending his time and efforts and money to look into the cases of some of the places where stop and frisk was most popular and reducing sentences at a mass rate? He had people locked up so long they became criminals if they wasn't. Because they was in there with real murderers and rapists and motherfuckers who's really getting down in the streets. Some of them old as fuck now. But no, they're not lobbying to get these sentences reduced for the majority of these people that, I mean, I don't care if it's some people doing it. I'm saying, why ain't Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton on the news every day? Doing press runs every day, just like how they was campaigning. Press runs every day. You know, we really need to do a good job overturning some of that stuff that we did back then. Why ain't they doing that? If they care so much. They said sorry. Fuck that's supposed to do. So all of the niggas that got clopped upside the head by the police, they said sorry. So if you got brain damage or had a concussion because of that, or, you know, your left toe ain't got no feeling no more, sorry. I mean, you know, sorry. If you got raped in prison, it's cool because they sorry. If you got shanked, you know, if you subsequently died in prison and you was innocent, maybe you hung yourself or got beat the fuck to death, if you wasn't in the gang and then had to join a gang because you went to prison and then fucked around and goddamn did a whole bunch of shit you ain't never really morally thought you was gonna do because you in that bitch for life because of some bullshit, they sorry. So, if you ever been in the hole, for umpteen amount of hours, all them bologna sandwiches your ass been eating, that same hot in the cot square meals you've been eating for 20, 30 years, ramen noodle cups, they sorry. If you happen to be unlawfully convicted and you got to experience all of that, or happen to be sentenced unrightfully and you had to experience all of that, the good news is, now it's a silver lining to all of this. The good news, the absolute great news, and all of this that we can pull from is that they're sorry. And they left it up to Kim Kardashian to do all of the fucking work. Really? What? And don't get me wrong. Kim comes from a strong law background. I don't think she's an idiot. I think she's far from dumb. They might portray her to be that way. She might even be smart enough to portray herself that way so she can seem more common to the average girl. That's some smart shit, right? But what I'm asking is, with their last breaths, you seen how old Bill Clinton ass was looking on that inauguration. Why is he not spending his time going to prisons and figuring this shit out? This is easy for him not to. He don't got to. If he has a division that is... Now, it's one thing I do understand. Well, it's one thing I allege to understand under false pretenses. The government is standing behind police blindly 100% because, one, they've hired specific types of people and have forced them to do specific things so that they can't turn their back on them because then they get exposed. Two, if you show, it's a business thing, like you can't show can't show any fault. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you turn against people who's supposed to be with you, you know what I'm saying, then it'll give average people, it'll snowball into, people always be like, no, the cops is always wrong, so why can't this one be wrong type shit. Now, I can tell you how this one can't be wrong. Ma'am, there was a street camera there. It caught the whole incident on film. Your ass going to jail. Problem solved. Now they can go back to being civil servants. They can go back to, like, if you a cop, right? Let's say your job is just security, but everywhere. You ain't really got to do shit. You know what I'm saying? You can be chilling. No more quotas that they allege don't exist. No more, you know what I'm saying? Bro, you can just hang out, be eating the dopest spots for free because everybody want to get the police some free shit, right? You wouldn't have to do shit. You'll be like the London police. And then when you pull up, you'll be like, nah, bro, cause like, and they start going off and shit, and we, start trying to fight each other. I'm like, whoa, man, that's not my problem. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fuck each other up, and I'm taking the person who win to jail, and the person who loses getting the ambulance ride. But what I'm not gonna do is intervene and get my nice clothes dirty. I'm here to referee. Now, this shit can go one or two ways. Y'all cannot and talk it out. Or y'all can fight, and I'm going to have to take one of y'all to jail. And one of y'all gonna have to ride the ambulance. And as soon as y'all start fighting, I'm gonna call the ambulance. I'm like, all right, you get the loser. You get the loser, I'll take the winner, and then they both going to jail afterwards. It's domestic violence. Like, y'all engaged and fight in a fight after I asked y'all not to. Like, you walked yourself into that one. I said, please don't. I tried to defuse the situation. Gun and all. I ain't had to pull my gun or nothing. I'm like, can y'all please stop? And they're like, no, fuck that. And I just step on back. All right, well, wait, no. Hear me out. If you beat her ass, you going to jail. And she going to the hospital. And then she going to jail. Everybody going to jail. Don't do that. That's crazy. Nah, we still going to do it. All right, I'm going to call for backup. We're going to set the ring up. Back up, we got to fight. This is a consensual fight. Everybody agreed to go to jail afterwards. Bring the ring. The SWAT team pull up with the ring and shit. It's like, all right, get it out the way. All right. So that was a good one. All right, but pack them up. That weapon never had to be drawn. Shootout happened. And get out the way. As long as it's not happening against the people. Against innocent people. Gangs get into a shootout. Hey, man. Like paintball. Y'all gonna have to start taking that shit to the desert. Or we gonna have to intervene. Gotta go to neutral grounds. Go in the forest or some shit somewhere and shoot it out. Can't shoot it out in the neighborhood. That's illegal. And you go to jail for that shit. It's all right, man. We'll go over here and do it. So, you know, we all gonna have to have morals, man. If for it to all work, we all gonna have to have morals. You know, maybe these guns could be replaced with paintball guns like they did in Detroit. We'll go over here and we'll shoot out with paintball guns. But we froze them. So fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, freeze them. Freeze the paintballs, nigga. Ooh. Just don't use guns. Freeze the paintballs and you'll be able to get ultimate get back. And nobody will die. Ultimate get back though. Imagine a headshot with a frozen paintball. That nigga going to the hospital. You get all of the satisfaction with none of the remorse. You know what I'm saying? All of the satisfaction, zero remorse. Clean that nigga shit. That nigga going down. And he gonna look like he dead too. He gonna have that red paint all over his forehead and he gonna be knocked the fuck out. For real. So, if that's something we would want from the police, not only will we have to demonize the ones who, you know, fuck Steve and all them who make it hard on the ones that are doing a good job, but we'd have to make their jobs easier on them too. Like, hey man, you want some pad thai? Because we finna fight. And I got some pad thai coming and I'm not going to be able to eat it because I'm going to jail after this. It's like, all right, well, wait till it get here, damn it. I don't want to have to take you to jail and miss the delivery man. Where he at? How far you think he is? We can share it on the car ride, nigga. You can sit up front. I mean, it's a consensual arrest. I mean, you can sit in the front. We'll stop right in the precinct parking lot, smash down some pad thai, talk about it. You game? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. Let's do it. Like, nah, bro, that nigga shouldn't have tried. Nigga shouldn't try me like that, bro. My mama grave. I go to jail. I'm already here. Fuck it. That's like if Stacy from the hood was the police. You know what I'm saying? Remember Stacy? It's like if that nigga grew up to be the police. I remember when that one movie, Dope, he was the security guard at the school. Need the community to police the community, man. That's what it sound like. But how can we, wrapping it up, tying it all in, how could we possibly value black people during Black History Month, knowing that This family was laid face down for 2 hours, children and all, barrettes and all, on the hot concrete. Hot or cold, don't fucking matter. Very uncomfortable. If you ever lay down on the concrete for a little bit, it's very uncomfortable. So 2 hours, screaming and crying. How can we really sit here, you know, oh, we just had the first WWE female, I don't know what the fuck happened. Why now? You know? It would have been great to do this shit during Bill Cosby's run. You know? Like, they took away all of the stuff, all of our great visuals, and gave us these handout ass visuals. We had Different World. We had My Wife and Kids. We had One-on-One. We had it all, man. The Cosby Show. We had Living Single. And when they couldn't dumb that down, and we was eating it up, they took it away from us. And now they trying to, oh, we got the first. That shit could have been happening. That shit could have been happening in the 90s. That shit could have been happening in the early 2000s. Why the fuck is in 2021 we got the first WWE women's whatever the ethnic? You know how many ethnic fucking wrestlers was wrestling back then? Fuck out of here. That shit don't make no sense, man. I mean, niggas been complaining about Mexican niggas since I moved to Texas, and I was like 5 or some shit. So I know they been here. Why we just now saying something? Oh, Latino heritage. Like, nigga, they been here. Fuck is you talking about? Why we just now care? We should have been caring. Fuck you talking about? The problem was Karen. We should have been Karen, but the problem was Karen, nigga. She a bitch. And you know how them bitches is. They won't give you no pussy if you don't do what they say. That's just how they get down. I ain't make that shit up. I'm just telling you what it is. You know what I'm saying? They won't give you no pussy if you don't do what they say. So I'm trying to tell you. Why you think that nigga you know what I'm saying, did Emmett Till like that? For the walls. All that shit was over some walls. Wrap your head around that shit. Niggas be making all these over some walls. A nigga will beat your ass right now over a good set of walls. Okay? Fuck out of here. So you think they wasn't amplified back then? A nigga will lynch you over some damn walls. Fuck you talking about? Anyway, me walls he getting. He just want the walls. He ain't got the walls yet. That motherfucker trying to take my walls. My fucking walls. Nigga mad. He getting the walls? In my fucking walls. That's fucking sick, bro. So, that's what we gotta deal with. You know, 2021, motherfuckers still face down on the pavement. And we still marching. With that we shall overcome Martin Luther King shit. We got better jobs. We got better opportunity. We get to go to school. We are allotted to coexist with members of society in general. But I remember being in Florida. We was hanging out with the white girls. It's like 2013, 20-something, 2014, whatever. And one of the little niggas went in the car to go to the store. Now, these white girls were plastered drunk, right? One black boy went to go to the store with them. There was a whole bunch of niggas at the crib, but you know what I'm saying. These two went. All the rest of us, the females, stayed back at the house. And they took one black dude with them. Now, The one girl was driving. She was plastered. Other girl was plastered. Dude in the back seat, he wasn't really drunk. But when the police pulled him over, because I guess she was swerving her on the wrong side of the road or some shit, she plastered and all. Well, okay, let's see. So they pulled him over. Now, when they got ready to pull him over, or when they did succeed to pulling them over, they asked the black dude to get out the car first, without no hesitation. Hey, I'm gonna step out the car. And the white girl in the front seat went ballistic on the police. Why the fuck do he gotta step out the car? Just going off. And she drunk. Driving on the wrong side of the fucking road. Long story short, nobody go to jail. Right? The next morning, we found a little sack of weed underneath the driver's seat of the car. So not only was it her vehicle, not only was it a sack of weed under the driver's seat of the car, but she went ballistic on the cop while DUIing in the wrong lane and was able to come home after cussing this nigga and everybody else out. They pulled the black dude out. Everybody else ended up getting out the car while she cussing everybody out. They searched the car, blah, blah. They don't find nothing. They let them all leave. But what's the point of that? If it's just a routine traffic stop, just traffic stop and get the fuck out the way. Why you, oh, you get out, blah, blah, blah. What's your motivation? You know what I'm saying? When niggas is performing like that, I'm like, what's your motivation for this piece? You know, this is a really dramatic piece that you're performing. What's your motivation? How do you stay so motivated to give off such a great performance day in and day out with the fuckery? You know, how do you explain your muse? What's your muse? Oh, you know, my granddaddy always said niggas ain't shit. So, you know, I live by it. Niggas ain't shit. Fuck out of here, dog. Why you pretending? You know? What's the pretending for? It's to keep people in a... Well, it's you don't want to rustle the cattle. That's what it boiled down to. You don't want to rustle the cattle. You just want to slaughter them off one by one, unbeknownst to them. It's like, hey, what am I? It's like, wasn't more cattle here yesterday? It's like 2 of us missing. I was like, no, who? It's like, I don't know, but I just remember those guys that used to be over there that we didn't really like. Have you seen them around the pasture at all? It's like, I don't know, maybe they're across the way. We'll see him. It's like, you sure? Yeah, you're gonna see his ass on the grill. So that's where you're gonna see his ass. I think I'm on the grill. There's some dark and underlying meanings of everything. With all this corona bullshit going on, why hasn't any president addressed the sex trafficking shit? It's at an all-time high. It's been ever climbing. Human trafficking has been ever climbing. What I want to know, why don't we run a campaign on stopping human trafficking? Let's do some stop and frisk on some human trafficking niggas. What do human traffickers typically look like? You know what I'm saying? What does that look like? Politicians? Oh, man, allegedly. There was actually a mayor or something like that in Utah or something like that who was actually smuggling women in from a country nearby here. They were like a Filipino type, but I don't know where they were from, but they were close to Nevada, I think it was, and he was shipping them, bringing women in, and he actually got caught and arrested for human trafficking, and he was a politician, you know, and he was human trafficking in multiple states. White dude, good, clean cut, you know, didn't look like he would hurt a fly really, until they take his mugshot. That's how most people are, right? They look clean as fuck, and then they take a mugshot. You like, oh, that nigga look crazy as a son of a bitch. So I mean, on the up and up, got elected, you know, and all the while was a human trafficker. Go figure. Go figure. I mean, wrap your head around some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be nice to see a campaign that was ran off of, um, you know, stopping human trafficking. Um, Maybe abuse towards women would be a good one. Um, I wouldn't. I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, this one was about getting, you know, black people some more leverage and everything. And I think the next one should be about all inclusiveness for everybody. I mean, I don't know about that though. That's like some civil rights shit, right? Why are we still talking about that in 2021? Why does this still sound like civil rights is going down in 2021, bro? Like, ill. What is this obsession with disliking colored people of all descents? Like, we don't like to depict the colored Asians. We don't like to depict the colored Hispanics or Spaniards. We don't like to depict the colored Americans. And then when you from Africa, we make fun of you for being dark. What the fuck is that? Why? Why don't we make fun of people for being pale? I mean, they do make fun of people for being pale, but either way, what gives people the right to make fun of somebody for being on either side of the color spectrum? It's weird. It's super weird. It's creepy. It's like obsessive in this weird way. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, to the extent where it's just like, you know, like that. What was it, Venezuela? I can't remember where it was. The one mayor who was just, I don't give a fuck that we're killing the blacks. We're gonna keep killing them. Fuck you. It's like, damn, why you saying it on the news like that? Ew, why you do? Why you do that like that? It's like, why would you say that, bro? What is wrong? Is it some science? It's got to be some science behind it. It's something they don't know. Listen, it's something they don't know, y'all. Because it's like, it's like you always the elephant in the room. But why? Why is that? Like, that's creepy. It's like as soon as you walk into the mirror, it's like, oh shit, you see that guy? It's like, oh shit. Look at him. Oh shit, look at. Look away. Is he looking back? Don't stare, just look real quick. Just act like you're getting something from over there. It's like, all right, go. No, you're not looking. Let's look again. Yeah, look at him. What the fuck is that? It's like, let's follow him around the grocery store and just see what he up to. You know? It's like, damn, he's so obsessed. I think what happened was all of that early propaganda that, like, you know, kind of demonized marijuana, demonized Puerto Ricans or Mexicans, demonizing black people. It just kind of, the stereotypes just kind of stuck and hung around, and people don't realize how fucking stupid they are, and they don't realize how, how their subconscious is really doing things that they deem are not really happening. No, I'm not racist. Why did you just do that? Well, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Well, does it make you racist because you didn't or did or didn't do something? No, technically, probably not. It just depends on who you are. But it does if you don't consider. It makes you blindly racist if you don't consider why or why not. Like if you like, well, because everybody does it that way. You're a fucking you're a closet racist. Come out the closet, bro. Because you like the people who do that shit. They openly racist. So you're a closet racist. You can't say, well, oh, no. Oh yeah, yeah, you are. It's in the back of your mind. So it's true. Because you don't see yourself in everybody. You only see yourself in the people that you, when you look at them, it's like looking in the mirror. Which don't just cause you to treat people whose skin tones are different than yours like shit. But pretty much everybody who don't look like you is being treated like shit. The people who look even more or less like you get treated more like shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got going on right now. So it's Taco Tuesday, February the 2nd. And all I want to know is, do we value black people when we allow behaviors to happen to black people and we don't immediately correct, or anybody? Do we value black people when we allow acts, inhumane acts, to happen to anyone and we do not immediately correct behaviors? When you do, as a regular individual on the farm, if you do an act against humanity that is deemed disgraceable, you are sent away to prison, right? So, same rules apply, because when they're not in uniform, they on the farm. They the cowboys though, so that's technically how they being treated when you think about it. Just because we look at them and see oh, we people just like y'all people, they obviously have been told, look, these are the sheep, y'all the sheep herders. It's obvious that that's what they being told. Or if they not, that's what they acting like. And if they getting that from their own head, they're a fuck boy or girl. Fuck person. Let's call it fuck person. It's gender neutral for all my PC people out there. So we're gonna wind it out, man. It's Black History Month. Like I said, do we value, or are we just being tricked? Because that's what I think it is. I think it's just some bullshit, to be honest. I think we are massively confused because we do one thing and then it turn, you know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, vote for Bill Clinton, and it's like mass incarceration. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, mass incarceration. I don't know. Like, we shouldn't have had mass incarceration. And then these motherfuckers are super predators. They going out and raping your family. Oh, we love the Clintons. So nigga, they just said that y'all are super predators and we rapists and all of that shit. Like, black people is the most dangerous motherfuckers in the world. I want to understand this. If we so dangerous during all of this peaceful protesting and stuff, why haven't we been the ones that have been violent en masse? You got a few, don't get me wrong, but those people got paid to do that type of shit. And then they influence people with their actions. So there's a little trickle down going. But if we so crazy and violent and just always this, that, and the third, with all of the shit that has been done against us, logically, why haven't we just went out and just Rambo some shit and just was like, let's just get it over with, fuck it. And then the only reason that they were always, because y'all scared, you know, they were like, oh, because y'all don't want to fear and but people do that shit all the time. If we allegedly doing it to each other, why wouldn't we just do it to, you know what I'm saying, the world, I guess. Because that's not what it's about. What if This is a hypothesis. This is my hypothesis here. What if melanated people of all descents, no matter what part of the continent they born on, the shade is love, and they trying to kill off love. Because if you think about it, we would have just been violent back. But we just in the streets with signs and shit in every fucking country. And I respect black people in every country. Black Lives Matter. In every country, motherfuckers like Black Lives Matter, guys. Come on. Don't hurt us. Come on. It's okay. Just come on. Whether they shouting it or not, in mass, they not whooping your ass. And in mass, if they supposed to be violent rapists and da-da-da-da-da-da, wouldn't they just be doing that? It's their natural tendency. These things that they're doing would be unnatural to them. They wouldn't do it. They would go and kill and murder and rape because that's what they know. That's what's natural to them. That makes logical sense. But no, that's not what they're doing. That's because it was fabricated by the goddamn man. The man. We got to figure out what this man's name is. I think it was that dude who started the first newspaper. I think it was him. Joe Rogan said it on his podcast, so I'm going to start calling his ass by name from now on. I'm going to commit his name to my memory and stop saying it's the man trying to keep me down. I'm going to say it's such and such and blah, blah. Let's look him up. Let's look him up as we play our outro song.
I have no life, bitches stay, they want a wife. You not baby mama type. I've been on a cash flight. You just wanna pass by. I just wanna stack high, make moves, taking off jet fly. Time ticking. I don't plan to see you in the next life. What's the mission? Never take what's given unless you run that give vision. Understand that cash rules everything around here. Keep your fucking distance round them fucking niggas. And if your diamonds lit, then keep them in your wrist, bitch. Niggas take whatever just to make it out here. I'ma change the weather if a nigga come near. Always fall for nothing, stand for something that's clear. If I hate, then let they face show that they ain't shit. Success is overrated when you watch instead of doing it. Lead by example, if your work don't show shit, you won't see nothing coming from it. Trust me, homie, I've been on this, I'm just folding. They ain't chosen my soul growing, they can't stop it. I'm too potent, Westbrook, they don't want no smoke, cause if they do, they'll choke off dope shit. We just cooked up like some coke by the dose. They gon' have to take it if they want some more. I get a game that barely soda and they would only notice if you look into my life. If you look into my life, you might see a guy in light, you might see it, never seen nothing so bright, never seen nothing before. I be shining day and night, shining like some city lights. If you look into my life, if you look into my life, you might see a guy in light, you might see it, never seen nothing so bright, never seen nothing before. I be shining day and night, shining like some city lights.
If you look into my life, you gon' see my dad. If you look right at my daughter, you gon' see my ass. If I never had his light, who knows where I would be. No getting to the money, I do this in MTM. I've been an inspiration, but most of the people that I'm near, I can tell by how they moving and what they take it serious. You can tell by how I move. I'm living through my spirit, my light burning so bright. If you see orange, you can see. Don't get distracted by these people, get these vampires out your life. They not acting like they love you, trying to fat and say the stress. I put my heart up on my sleeve and snap gang on the map. You don't work, then you don't eat, believe achievement, run that back. We went from sleeping on the floor.
His name's Harry Anslinger. Anslinger. I'm gonna call him Asslinger.
It will only grow from here. That's why you gotta know your worth. See your own life. Don't think twice. They talking
He made the Marijuana Tax Act. he didn't make racism, and perhaps some other wild industrial conspiracy theories. It says if you Google the question, why was marijuana made illegal, you will find many articles on the subject, of which the story in the early 1900s America, and focus on Harry Anslinger, the Marijuana Tax Act, racism, and perhaps some other wild industry conspiracy theories. So the Anslinger, old Anslinger. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to Google Podcast, shout out Apple Podcast, shout out motherfucking Spotify, shout out Bullhorn, shout out Anchor, shout out YouTube, shout out to everybody, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, outlet. What's up?
You, bro, you.
I see you, girl. Go and subscribe to that channel. All right, we good?